Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Also a reminder to not respond to anybody posing to be me, pretending to be me, soliciting you for readings or anything in the description box below. Those are scammers, and we are ignoring them and reporting them. So there we go. And do let me know if somebody does contact you, just so that I can also report them and be aware of it. All right, thank you so much. So now let's begin this reading. Let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's let the bull sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Capricorn, January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels. Fantastic. Let's move this down so that you can see it a bit better. Awesome. And let's see what your chakra energy is for this time. Capricorn, January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, this one. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. So we have here play, the heart chakra, which is beautiful. Then we have communication, the third chakra. And finally, we have divine wisdom, the soul star chakra, located 6 inches above the crown. And we're going to see how this all correlates to the tarot. Now, the left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So we're starting with strength. It's also a Leo energy, time frame July 23rd to August 22nd. Then you have the 8 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the 2 of Cups, you have the 5 of Cups, the King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But I love this being at your heart right here. You're the king of your heart. The 6 of Swords, the Page of Coins. So you're coming through as a student. You're rooted here as a student as you're moving forward, because you're represented by the coins, by the pentacles in the minor arcana, and by the death card in the major arcana. By the devil, not the death card. I was like, whoa, there we go. But that's why I said death card. So death card is right here. This is Scorpio energy, time frame October 23rd to November 21st. And you are represented by the devil in the major arcana. There we go. We have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. Time frame is June 21st to July 22nd. Then you have Temperance, Sagittarius energy, November 22nd to December 21st. So if you're born on the cusp with Sagittarius, this is coming through very strongly. I love how you have all these major arcana cards, and then you balance out, okay, with the 7 of Swords. So the public arena is going to be rather intense. You're going to be feeling things much more strongly. You're going to be led in certain directions that seem kind of contrary to what you wanted or where you thought you were headed. But it's not going to be bad, no. And let's see the people who will be aiding you during this time. Who are the people who will be aiding Capricorn? January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. Who will be aiding Capricorn? January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we start off here with Cernunnos. Capricorn, this is you. This is the devil in this. This is the Druidcraft Tarot deck. And Cernunnos is the god of chaos. He's the god of the forest. So he's rather ambivalent to things. You're going to find that you're aiding yourself during this time. Now, it can also be another Capricorn energy really coming in, really aiding you, really helping you see things more groundedly, more precisely, more personally. But this is a time where your guidance, where you stepping back and saying, you know, all the world is full of chaos. Everything is fluxed and changing and powerful. How do I move forward? Where is it that I want to be? What is it that I stand for? That's going to be so terribly powerful for you during this time. And it's going to be a time where you kind of see yourself stepping back. And we see that with the 7 of Swords, where people will sit there and be like, oh, well, you're not sharing as much as you should, or, oh, you've tricked me. And it's like, no, I haven't tricked you. I'm stepping back and I'm looking what's best for me, where I want to go. So you're going to find that you're your greatest aid during this time, and that other people are going to kind of look at things and maybe see that you're not on the same path that you were before. You've changed things. You're looking at things differently. You're moving forward in a more powerful, more kind of what is right for me, looking at everything that you've been through, the hardships, the pains, the disappointments, and saying, okay, now where is it that I want to stand? What is it that I desire? What is it that can move me forward in the way that is my dream and my soul? And that's really changing the game for you. It really is. And then you have here the King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is an energy that, and this is a person who doesn't take any bull, which you really appreciate during this time, but you also just appreciate that, Capricorn. That's kind of your way of being. It's like, say it as you see it. But this is going to be a person that can be a little bit too blunt at times, but they are forging their own path forward. They are cutting through doubts and fears. They are a warrior king. So they very much sit there and say, this is my truth. This is the way I need to move forward. This is what I desire from life. Nothing can hold me back. And you're going to be looking at this person and being very inspired by them. It's like, that's right. Nothing can hold me back. Or, wow, I like your gumption. I like your ferocity to this. So let me embrace this. Let me look at this in a different way. Let me embrace where I want to be, what I desire. And it really has you cutting through a lot of barriers because of this inspiration, because of this person who, sits there and kind of steps back, looks at what they desire, and then goes after it. And that's going to be what you do during this time. It's a time where you kind of step back and really look at what it is that you want. And you're changing your mind. You're changing your whole entire life. You're looking at things in a different way, in a very kind of me-centric way, which doesn't mean that you're being egocentric. What it means is that you're looking at things and saying, the only person I have any control over in this life is myself. And as I'm embracing that truth and I'm embracing that power, I'm opening up doors and I'm seeing where it is that I need to be. And then you have the Queen of Swords. So this could very much be a love connection, okay, a soulmate connection. So this might not be somebody that you're in love with, but this could be somebody like romantically in love with. But this is somebody who you've known in a past life, you feel very comfortable with. This is somebody who you find great inspiration from. It can be through any form of media. It can be in your day-to-day life. You can know them in real life. And this is a person who is fierce, who is determined, who is smart as a whip. I mean, just sees things in such a way, whose mind works a mile a minute. And that's going to be something that you really appreciate, that wit, that way with words, that, kind of gumption that they have. And this is a person who, they might not be old, but they are definitely an old soul. They are a person who has this greater understanding, has this greater insight. And you're like, wow, that inspires me, that moves me forward, that lets me see my truth, see where it is that I belong, where it is that I want to be. Because during this time, you need to embrace not only your truth, because communication is so important. So I'm not surprised to see air sign energy really inspiring you, but also the heart of the matter, the letting joy into your life, the not forgetting to laugh, not forgetting to have fun, because you can get so caught up with laying things out, with having things be so precise that you forget the bliss of it, you forget the joy of it, and it becomes then overwhelming. So here it's saying, take time to connect with your heart. Take time to connect with play, to connect with laughter, to connect with dreams, to connect with goals, because you're going to see yourself moving forward in a way that you hadn't imagined. Because if you sit there and it's kind of like all work and no play, then things become drudgery. Even if you love what you do and you sit there and it's like, it's your dream job, right? Or it's your dream that you're working towards, but it can become so overwhelming. It can become too much. And it's with family, it's with friends, it's with work, it's even with, hobbies that we have. If we take it too seriously, it becomes too much of a burden. And so here it's communicating. And that's part of this communication here, communicating with your heart chakra, communicating with what it is that you desire. The throat chakra here is giving you insight into other people's feelings, into a deeper sense of communication with them, a deeper sense of what it is that they desire, where it is that they want to be. And so you're going to be communicating on a higher level than a lot of the people that you're talking with. And so as you're communicating on this higher level, you're going to be picking up on a lot of the things that they're going through in their day-to-day life that might have nothing to do with you, but you're going to be picking up on the emotions, on the frustrations, on the blessings, and on what seems like the curses. And so here, just be very mindful that you'll sit there and kind of internalize it and say, oh, well, what am I doing to bring this forward? What have I done wrong? And it's not going to be about you. It's going to be about their journey. But because you are communicating on such a higher level and you're picking up on all these very subtle signs, it can become very intense and it can become a little bit too much. So that's why play, that's why stepping back, that's why embracing your heart and kind of sitting there and moving forward, not only logically, but emotionally, is going to be so important to you. And then you have divine wisdom, the soul star chakra. This is divinity literally raining down wisdom on you. You're going to find yourself inspired in a way that you hadn't thought possible. You're going to find yourself looking at things and you've always had this idea, but now you're starting to look at it from a different perspective, a different way forward. And it's like, well, why not that way? Why can't I look at it like that? Why can't I move forward like that? Or, oh my gosh, I never saw that piece of the puzzle before. And it starts to open up a new world. It starts to open up a greater understanding. And this divine wisdom comes in many different times during this time period to inspire you, to move you forward, to have you just looking at things in a new light. It's kind of like what you had been working towards and you've been toiling towards it for so long. It's almost like you step back, and it's that beginner's eyes from Buddhism where they say, come to it almost as a child would. And so you're coming to something and it's the same old something, but because you have stepped back, because you're really listening to yourself, you're going to see things in a different way. And you're also going to look at the trials and the tribulations that you have been through. Not, I failed so many times, but okay, I know so many different ways that it doesn't work. I know so many different ways that aren't right for me. And that's powerful, because I firmly believe that we are born, yes, knowing who we are, but we lose that as we get entered into the world, as, we have other people's wants and needs kind of thrust at us. And so what we do as we grow is we find out who we're not. And then we once again discover who it is that we are. So on this journey, you found out a lot, Capricorn, of who you're not. And you're discovering who it is that you are. And you're having the strength and the power and the determination, oh goodness, to move forward in a way that you hadn't anticipated. It's like, oh, I didn't realize this. I didn't realize that this was the answer forward, that this was the determination. I didn't realize this road was for me. And strength here isn't that brute force strength, because Capricorn, you can get so focused on things that you think, okay, if I just bulldoze through, it would be great. And that's a very earth sign energy way of looking at it. But the true strength comes through, you know what? Maybe I can break down that wall, yes, but maybe I can go around it. Maybe I can climb over it. Maybe I can dig under it. And you start to see ways that enhance your strengths, that enhance your being, that look at things in a kinder, gentler way, and that are nicer to you. And so then you start to see that strength moving you forward. You start to see that strength inspiring you. And you start to sit there and say, oh, that's a better way with dealing with the situation. So there has been one way that you've been looking at it, and you're going to sit there and say, no, I can't do this anymore. And that really comes from the Eight of Wands here, where there's a sense of divinity moving you forward in a direction that you hadn't anticipated. It's not in that chaotic way of the Tower. It's not in that, you will be moving forward whether you want to or not. There's always a chance here, and there always is a power here where you can stay where it is that you are, but you're going to feel yourself being pulled in a different direction. You're going to feel yourself looking at things in a more powerful, more spiritual, more kind of love-based way, which I know that sounds funny to say that that's going to be where you find the greatest strength, but so much of this world is about, I can yell louder than you, and I can yell longer than you, and therefore I'm right. And that doesn't make right. Like, might doesn't make right. And you're going to find that that's such a powerful truth for you during this time. To have the strength being of compassion, of understanding, of desire, of what it is that you want within your life, where it is that you're being pulled forward. And there is going to be, in your inner self, there is going to be this part of you that even if you try to ignore it, it keeps on coming back. It keeps on tapping you on the shoulder. It keeps on being here. It's like, I need you to listen to me, so don't ignore me. And that keeps coming again and again with the Eight of Wands. It keeps moving you in this direction. And even if you ignore it, you will find over time that you start to be pulled in that direction. And it starts to open up a different understanding, a deeper understanding than what you had had before. And it leads you to the Wheel of Fortune. It leads you to things changing. And I love the owl fortune teller, the wise fortune teller. And so here you are being told a wise new season is coming forward, and you're looking at things. Owls are so cool, because not only are they fierce, and not only are they, really intense predators, but they are also this symbol of wisdom throughout antiquity. And so here, that's what you're embracing. You're embracing the fierceness of the future, the fierceness of the change, the new season that's coming in. And you're embracing the wisdom that is guiding you forward, everything that you have learned that isn't right, that doesn't fit, that you've sat there and you've tried it on. It's like you've tried on being this way, and you've tried on being that way, and you've tried, this path and that path, and it's not right. And now you're starting to look at things and say, I'm coming into a new season. And that season is a time for me to look at what it is that I desire, what it is that I want, that I need, that can move me forward to the love, the joy, the prosperity, and the bounty that has these two cats dancing on the roof, serenaded by this bird. It brings forward beauty that has them ignoring something or enchanted by something that they could they could see as something to hunt, they could see as something to overpower. And so as you start moving forward, you start to see the beauty in things that where once you might have only seen the challenge of the hunt, the challenge of, what can this get me? How can this move me forward? And that's going to be very powerful. Everybody has a new season, and we always think of seasons and we always want them to be our summer, our time of harvest and possibilities and bounty. But having a really nice winter, a cozy winter, is also very important. The time where you just kind of snuggle into yourself and you connect with yourself and you say, what is it that I want? Because not only are you having heightened powers of communication with other people, but you're having heightened powers of communication with yourself. And if you take the time to step back and say, what is it that my heart wants? What is it that my soul desires? Where is it that I need to be? You start to see your heart saying, thank you. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for coming forward and drinking of this bounty. Thank you for connecting. And the Five of Cups for me is the time where we change our minds, we change our lives. We start to see that, yes, there is despair and heartbreak and pain and disappointment, and it hurts us, most definitely. But there is also beauty and prosperity. And in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it is the 3 cups that have fallen over, and it's the 2 cups that stand behind. And you have that 2 cups right here, that beautiful dance, that beautiful love, that beautiful healing that comes forward, that says, I'm here for you, and I will always be here for you. There is power to move you. There is power that you desire. There's a perfect place for you to be. And understand that when we hit perfection, we always push further, because that's what we're designed. We're designed as people to keep on pushing, keep on seeking, keep on, striving. And as we push further, we can start to see that maybe paradise isn't a thing that is real. It is a thing that we always strive for. And so here, and as we strive, we might find that paradise later on. But as Dostoevsky said, if you were given your utopia, you would pop it. And it's not simply being nihilistic, though a lot of Russian writers I find to be very nihilistic, to say, yeah, to just like say it as it is. But that there is always more for us to strive for, that there is always more for us to see. And once we reach that place where we have that beauty, we have that prosperity, we have that bounty, we want more. And so here, as we're healing, we're going to be wanting more. And there's going to be the sense of, is that more too much? Am I moving forward? Am I being too greedy? And it's not greed that's guiding your heart here, Capricorn. It's that stable foundation to move forward in prosperity and to really obtain security. And so here, as you do this, and as you move forward in that understanding, as you change your perspective, as you start to say, I am worthy of this healing, I am worthy of this power, I am worthy of listening to my heart and seeing what my soul desires, it moves you to being a king of your heart. It moves you to your heart really taking power. And this is a beautiful thing, especially in the heart line, in the emotional self here. Because when the heart takes power, when we are listening to our emotional selves as emotional beings, because I see us as emotional beings, which you can sit there and say, oh, Dane, that's chaotic. Yes, if we're purely emotion all the time and just let our emotions run without reason, then it becomes chaotic. But if we sit there and we look at our emotions and say, every single feeling that I have is valid. It might not be right, but I get to listen to that part of myself. It's kind of like a child or a toddler, a baby. They have 2 main emotions, rage and contentment. And that's it. They can have moments where they kind of are in the middle, but they have 2 main emotions. And I believe that as we grow, we have reason and we get to be able to deal with these in different ways. But we still come back to those 2 main emotions, the rage and the contentment with life. And so here, it's looking at what we desire as we mature, as we look at what it is that we see as our purpose. And it's also as that purpose changes and we realize I can't control anybody else. I don't see things the same way other people see things, and they don't see things the same way I see things. The only person I can control is me. I can see my rage, I can see my contentment, I can see every motion in between. I understand my reason, and I understand my truth. And so, because that's the only person, ourselves, is the only person that we can truly ever fully know, that is the place where we come into power. That is the place where we step back and say, this is my throne, and I rule a kingdom of one. But by ruling that kingdom well, and by ruling that kingdom honestly, I rule the mightiest kingdom. And I can have the biggest impact and I can make the most powerful difference. And that's going to be really important to you here, because you find as he holds the egg in his hand, and you have that penguin. So the penguin does hold the egg, as the baby is growing in it. So here, it's like as you hold this future, and as you hold your future in your hands, you start to see yourself becoming more openly, more honestly you. And you start to see yourself becoming more content, because you're seeing what's truly important. And what is the outside chatter that they're telling you, that's important, that's where you should be focusing, that's what you need to do. And you're starting to see the balance within yourself. And as you see this balance, you start to move forward. You start to say, this is me, this is what I need. And everybody else, it's not that they can, Spirit is saying everybody else can jump off a cliff, but it's not being rude. It's just being rather funny. It's like everybody else can do what everybody else is doing. They can be lemmings. They can all follow each other forward. I need to do what's right for me. I need to embrace what's right for me. And as I do so, and as the world opens up to me, and as I enter into my season with the Six of Swords, I take all the knowledge that I've accumulated and I move forward. I move forward in my truth. I move forward to where I want to be. Will the road be bumpy along the way? Will the emotions run high? Absolutely. But will I also be contented and stabilized, because I know that I'm moving forward in my truth and in my power? Absolutely. And that becomes the turning point. It's not what is everybody else doing and how is everybody else doing this. It's, am I doing and am I following the right path for me? And am I doing what I need to do to embrace where I need to be within my life, within my bounty, and within my truth? And the answer is yes here, because you're becoming, as you move forward, as you take this knowledge, you're becoming a student of your prosperity, of what it is that you desire from life, of where it is that you want to be, of who it is that you are kind of modeling yourself after, the little bit of this person, the little bit of that person. And you start to see that this opens you up to new possibilities. You start to see that you're looking at the seeds that you are planting, because I also see the Pentacles very much as the seeds that we accumulate to plant within the garden of our lives. And we decide what type of garden we want it to be. Sometimes it's a beautiful, English garden filled with roses and, flowers. And sometimes it's a vegetable garden. And sometimes, it can be a time where it's a poison garden. And we sit there and, we go through these stages in our lives and we honor each and every one. But we accumulate these seeds, and we accumulate this truth. And as a student, that's what we're kind of mapping out within our lives. And to always be a student of the heart, to always be a student of what we desire, to know that we are crowned by wanting to look at the lack over wanting to look at there is more than enough. It's something that is instinctually programmed into our DNA. It's what kept our ancestors alive when we were hunter-gatherers. And we've been hunter-gatherers far longer than we've been the, quote-unquote civilized people of today. So here, it's looking at that, and it's seeing who it is that we are. And it's being really open and honest with ourselves to say, what is it that I need to move forward? And it can be communicated that to the people that we love, to the people who are around us, but it's also really being open and communicating that to ourselves and saying, this is who I am, this is what I need, and this is the beauty and the power of my life. And then it moves you to the Death card. And it seems like an odd thing to have the Death card, or a bad thing, to have the Death card crowning the public arena. But it's really quite powerful, because you've seen that you're changing. And this is what this whole time is about, to see that you might not be the same person that, started 2020. And now in the beginning of 2021, you're sitting there and you're looking at your goals, you're looking at what's important to you, and you're reevaluating how you've seen yourself, of what it is that you truly desire and where it is that you want to be. So with the Death card, here you have that dying away of the old self and the rebirth of the new. And we have this no matter what. I mean, I say Spirit is saying from last year to this year, because it was such an intense and traumatic year, and it still is intense. And so here, and traumatic, So here, it's looking at things, and it's seeing the way that we are not the same as when we started. And it can be that you look 5 years ago, and you look at who you were then and who you are now, and you see that it's not the same. And it becomes intense, it becomes powerful, it becomes, a new form of expression. And it can also be a little bit resentful, because you can like the person, you could have really liked the person that you were before, and now be kind of unsure about the person you are now, the power that you have now, Or you could sit there and think the lack of power. But here, know that divinity doesn't make mistakes. And I keep on seeing in the spirit animal cards, there's the coyote spirit. It says, trust in the divine detours. And that's what the death card is saying here. It's like, trust in the divine detours. Trust that this has a reason, and that this is a plan, and that you are becoming more... When Spirit says you're becoming more compassionate than you were before, it's the greatest compliment. We don't think of it that way. We would like to hear we're becoming richer than we were before. But Spirit sees that as a richness, as a prosperity, as a bounty. So we move from being the egocentric self to having this greater understanding, to having this greater sense of what we want and who we are and what we desire. And that's what the death card shows us. And it shows us also the mourning period of how to move forward, of where it is that we need to be. And it moves us forward in luck. It moves us forward in blessing, even if we don't see it at that time. And it moves us to the Chariot. The Chariot is saying you're moving forward. You're moving forward with this profound water sign energy guiding you. Okay, you have Scorpio, you have Cancer here, and it's this profound energy to go after what it is that you want, to go after your heart, your soul, and yourself, to look at the bigger picture, to look at, the scenery around you. And it's not going to be how quickly you get there, though we like to think that it is. It's about how quickly we get there. It's about, the amount of people who can see us and, clap for us and say, oh my gosh, you've done such a great job. But this Chariot right here is pulled by snails. I mean, it's not going to get anywhere anytime soon, but it has such a beautiful background. It always takes my breath away. These are like my favorite colors. So here, it's that beautiful sense of coming forward. And for me, roses are just my favorite. Absolutely. So it's starting to see what's powerful, what's meaningful, what has double meaning or deeper meaning to you as you're moving towards your goals, as you're moving towards the prosperity that you want within your life, as you're looking at things openly, honestly, and courageously for yourself. And you're going to see yourself becoming more than you anticipated, more than you thought. And it's slow go, yes it is, to live a powerful, meaningful, purposeful life, to sit there and say, this is my truth. And yeah, somebody else might be kind of heading down the same road that you're on, and they could be doing it, outwardly. It could seem like they're doing it better than you, or it can seem like they're doing it worse than you. But what matters is how you're doing it, how you're moving forward. They could have gotten to the goals that you have sooner, or they could have gotten there later. And it does not matter. What matters is that you are moving forward in your truth, that you're looking at the human side of you, and you're looking at the perfect side of you, and you're saying, there is power here, there is truth here, and there is this determination within me to keep guiding me forward, to keep moving me towards my goals. And it doesn't matter how old I am, it doesn't matter how, rich I am, it doesn't matter any of this, the way that the outside world categorizes things. What matters is that how I categorize myself and how Spirit sees me, my conversation between me and divinity. And it moves you to temperance. It moves you to a place of balance. And it kind of takes away a lot of that fear of, well, it's not happening in my time, so it'll never happen. This is the balance of day and of night. This is the balance of your angels. This is the balance of your truth. And you're going to see yourself moving forward. And what's really cool here is that, you do have the river below, right? But you have the water that's in the jugs, and it's poured from one cup to another, from one jug to another. It's never added, but it's never lost. And that's powerful, because the balance that we have, the purpose that we have, isn't going to really be added to or lost, because it's what we're born with. And you're going to see yourself honoring it. You're going to see yourself treasuring who it is that you are, the vibrational energy that you have. And you can know that, yes, sometimes it feels less because we have base vibrational, needs and desires that we're born with. And we sit there and we vibrate low and we build up higher. We build up higher as we follow our truth. And so you can sit there and say, well, our baby's born with low vibrational energy. No, they're born with very high vibrational energy because they are always in the moment. They're not planning for the future. They're not planning for the past, or they're not thinking about the past. But as we move forward in our lives and as we move forward in ourselves, we sit there and we lower our needs to be the I want right now needs. And the I right now needs aren't based off of living in the moment. They're based off of planning for the future or living in the past. And so here that brings us down to sit there and say, okay, I plan for the future because to not is silly, and not to learn from the past is also silly. But I am here in the now for my life, for myself, for my balance, for my truth. That takes the waters that we are born with, the blood that we are born with, and it pours it forward into the hidden side of us, the side that we don't show to the rest of the world too often, and to the public side of us, the side we show to the world all the time. And it's finding that balance. It's finding that truth. It's connecting with our angels. And it's saying, this is who I am. And as you do this, during this time, this isn't going to be a time here, Capricorn. I mean, you do have the king here, so you are being seen, especially your heart. The way that you're making your decisions, the way that you're connecting with people is definitely being noted. But you're going to find here that this is a very private time for you, where you turn inward and you say, what is it that I want? And people can sit there with the Seven of Swords and say, well, you're being tricky. You know, you're not being as upfront as you usually are. And it's like, no, I'm not sharing it with everyone. Because have you ever noticed that when you share your dreams with everyone and you get so excited, people take you by eyes. People sit there and they don't wish you the well that you think they are going to wish you, or you feel embarrassed because it's taking longer. It's like, keep those dreams between you and divinity. Keep those dreams between you and your angels, because you're going to be building yourself up in power and in reason and in understanding. And if you give voice to those dreams too soon, it takes away their power. And it's stating, this is my dream, this is my goal, but it's also keeping it to yourself a bit. And it's seeing yourself move forward, gathering up that information, leaving some things behind because it's just not worth it, and saying, this is the truth that I stand in. This is the power that I have. This is the purpose that I need. And it's that divine wisdom guiding you. And let's go deeper. Capricorn. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. One bonus card. Oh, and let's look at the people that you need to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Capricorn needs to be mindful of? January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. Who are the people that Capricorn needs to be mindful of? January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Fantastic. So we start here with the King of Cups. So you have a very positive King of Cups here. This is a very negative King of Cups. This is a person who only thinks about themselves, who can only see things through their eyes. I mean, and yes, I understand you can only see things through your eyes, but they don't have the compassion. It's either that they are just so self-absorbed that the only thing that they can see is I, me, or that they are so wounded, they're so hurt, that they can't see anything else because that's what they're focusing on right now. Their hurt, their pain, their disappointment. And this is a person that can easily kind of bring you down, can easily, suck away a lot of your positive emotion, a lot of the bounty that you have within your life. So do be mindful of that. Because you're going to want to help the person because you're a good person, and you're going to want to help them. But this is just a person that, is too much. Or it could be that person that's never pleased, that no matter what you do for them, no matter how nice you are, they will always find fault. They will compliment you and diss you in the same exact breath. And you're sitting there and it's like, oh, it gets you so mad. Those people get me so mad. It's like, oh my gosh. But I'm just seeing that like frustration here with them, that no matter what you do, it will never be right. And also they have, Spirit is saying their bite is worse than their bark is worse than it's their bite is worse than their bark. It's like they, oh, that's interesting. They're like a snake in the grass where you don't really see them. Okay. And then they just spring at you and they aim to kill. Like they aim to really, really hurt you. They aim to wound. And that's going to be a person that you're dealing with, or an energy that you're dealing with, or you thought, yeah. And it's just going to bring you down. It can be that you're also, if you're researching something, or if you're doing some creative work, or, working on a project or something like that, you're going so deeply down that rabbit hole that it can be very hard to pull yourself out of it. Okay? I can also see that. Spirit is also showing me that it could be for a very specific person, but you're going so deeply down that rabbit hole that it can actually hurt you spiritually, psychically, just a bit. So do be mindful. Do be mindful of how deeply you're going into something. And then you have the Strength card. So you have a very positive strength here, very positive Leo energy, and here you have a negative one. This is a person who demands that you respect them, demands that you are nice to them, or that you listen to them. It's like, I'm the boss and that's that. And this is going to be a person you have such a hard time with, because you're going to sit there and be like, respect is earned, it's not demanded. And this could be a work situation where you have somebody come in, or this is just somebody who comes in and just wants to take over. And you're like, what the heck? You haven't earned this space. You haven't earned this place. And it's just rather off-putting. And I see this very much in a family situation. It's kind of like somebody coming in and just making demands, or in a very personal situation, and it's very wounding. It's very wounding. And it can be that you're trying to reconcile with this person, that you think, oh, I'm going to bury the hatchet, we can move forward, and you just can't move forward with them. You just can't. It's like, it's too much. One of the best ways to deal with them is to disconnect. Yeah, and Aquarius energy, emotional manipulation. Sitting there, pouring the energy forward and making it seem like they're such a healing, caring, compassionate person, and they're not. They're just not. And you want everybody to know. So it almost makes you look bad, because you want people to know that this person isn't what they seem. And yet when people look at them, they're like, oh, but they're lovely. And you're just thinking behind closed doors, or when you get to know them better, or when you dig deeper, it's not lovely. It's not lovely. It's venomous. It's poisonous. And that's going to be, that's going to be something here, Capricorn, to just really be mindful of. So we have the Magician, the Five of Wands, the Prince of Wands. So you're coming through as a prince during this time, so that's awesome. The Nine of Wands, the Emperor, which is also Aries energy, time frame March 21st to April 19th. The Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, the Four of Wands, the King of Wands. So you come through as a prince and then as a king, which is awesome. Oh, no, you're not. Why? And the Queen of Wands. Okay, that's why. That's why you're coming through as fire sign energy right now. As we go deeper, you're entering into a passion, because I'm like, wait a minute, it's Capricorn. Why does Spirit keep on saying here that you're a fire sign energy? Because you have this soulmate connection coming forward with the fire sign energy, this true love connection, this power, this passion. So you have that with air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but also with people who are really, really brilliant of mind and of expression, the way they have with words, the way they have with creating, expressing these deeper emotions. And it also comes through, this could be a very artistic person, or this could be very much embracing a very artistic way of self during this time, where you find yourself almost feeling as if you're coming home. And it is that you, oh, that's beautiful, Capricorn. It is that you are coming home. You're coming home to your prosperity. You're coming home to your passion. You're coming home in a way that makes you look at things and makes you think, wow, that has been denying me for so long. That has been such a gaping hole within my heart, within my soul, within my creative and powerful self. But now I'm calling it forward. Now I'm embracing it. And it's opening up the whole entire gosh darn world to you. And it's also, you're being a student of this. It's like, I I don't want to become too comfortable. I always want to be pushing the limits, pushing the barriers. And that opens up the world to you in a way that you hadn't expected. And it really does make you the magician of your path. It's like as above, so below. As you think it, so it becomes. Your thoughts embrace your passions, and your passions embrace your thoughts. So if you're coming from a negative headspace, if you're going through like a really hard, terrible time, this is a time to kind of step back and say, okay, what am I thinking about? Because it's divine wisdom that's coming over you. And it's like what you think, you will manifest. And it sounds so terrible to say, because when you're in a really bad place, when you're low and you feel like you've just been kicked when you're down and you're hurting and you're in pain, to say, okay, now it's time to think positive seems almost like a spit in the face, because it has been so hard. And you don't want to think positive because you've been trying for so long, and you've been working so hard towards this truth, towards this power, towards this understanding, that, just to start thinking differently doesn't seem like it will help. But what you're doing is you're redoing the pathways within your mind. Because one of the scary things and one of the beautiful things about the mind is that we do not know the difference between make-believe and reality. And so if you think about something and if you focus on something long enough, it becomes part of your reality. And your mind doesn't know if you haven't lived it or if you have. So here with the magician, as above, so below, what you focus on, you create. Because you create those neural pathways within your own mind. And you start to act as if within your life. And so here, through your strength and through the power that divinity is moving you forward in, you're starting to take hold of the elemental power of yourself, the passion, the knowledge, the truth, the determination. And you're starting to lead yourself forward and move yourself forward in a way that is shocking, in a way that can kind of almost make you feel uncomfortable. It's like, oh my gosh, am I doing this right? This is so powerful. I didn't expect it. And so here you start to see this power around you. You start to call forward this power, and it leads you to being a defender, because the Medusa head in ancient times, yes, it was, the story of Medusa is terribly sad. And here it's used as a symbol of protection. That's what divinity is showing me it as. And so as this protection comes over you, it's to new growth, it's to greater understanding, it's to sweetness, it's to, it's to beauty. And it's also that don't mess with me type of thing. And it's looking at the chaos that we have around us, the power that we have around us. And it's saying, I have this power to move me forward. I have this power to change the seasons. And I'm not going to get caught up in the pettiness of it all. And as you move forward in this truth, you have the Prince of Wands here saying, I am a student. It's not only a student, a prince is a student, but he's also a defender. I am a student and a defender of the way that I need to move forward, of what I need to learn to become the best king possible. So in your inner self, as you're embracing this healing and as you're looking at things differently, you start to say, how do I get to be the king? Like, how do I step into this role easily and feel like I'm worthy of being here? And so with this power, you move forward in this truth. With this understanding, it opens up new doors, new avenues, new reasonings to you. And it leads you to the 9 of Wands. And you have the repeat of the number 9. So and you're crowned with it. As you move forward in this power of self, you come very close to a completion of a cycle, both passionately and emotionally. And you're looking at things and you're saying, I cannot be weighed down with the words and the demands and the way that other people see it. I get to move forward in my truth, in my understanding, in what I desire, because I'm changing my mind and I'm changing my life, and it's making me into the king, into the ruler of my existence I always knew I should be. And it brings you to the emperor. It brings you to a person of power. It brings you to a place of, I get to sit on my throne. I get to rule my life. I am moving forward with this knowledge, and nobody gets to take this from me. And it also has you being this warrior, because Ares, remember, is the god of war in ancient Greece. And so here, it's like I am looking at my power, my determination, my focus, my fire, myself. And it's not only looking at how you move yourself forward now, but it's planning for the future. Because if you win one battle, but you lose the war, that's not a victory. So you're looking at the bigger picture and you're saying, I cannot plan for everything, but I move forward in what I know to be my strengths, and I diversify within my strengths to see these blessings, to guide me towards more, to look at things differently, and to give me the strength to break free of vampiric energy that has held me back as I am a student of my prosperity, of what it is that I desire. And that's why it's very strong, the student aspect of yourself, because you do have the Page of Pentacles here guiding you. And it's like, I am not going to be held back by anyone or anything any longer. And it moves you in the public arena to really having people look at you and say, wow, Capricorn has it going on. They see this blessing to you. They see these wishes being granted. They see this power opening up in your life, in your soul, in yourself. And as other people see it, you then start to see it within you. But it's going to be very easy for other people to see this and harder for you yourself to see it. But there is a wish that you fervently have within your soul that if you don't let other people knock you off path, starts to come into your reality, starts to guide you forward. And it's the essence of that wish. It's not, oh, I wish for a new car, oh, I wish for a fancy watch kind of thing. It's, I wish for mobility. I wish for, people seeing prestige within me, seeing wealth and power. And then it brings you towards your happily ever after. The Four of Wands is this celebration of joy and of happiness and of brilliance, of truth. It's what you've been longing for. Now that could be a relationship, that could be marriage, that could be, that could be a new job, that could be a family, that could be, freedom to travel. And it might not be right now because of the way that the world is, but it's lining yourself up to have this wish come true, to have this beauty come forward in a way that everybody rallies around you and is like, oh my gosh, Capricorn, I'm so happy for you. This is so brilliant. And it becomes part of your balance. And this is also celebrating yourself, celebrating the way that you move forward and what it is that you desire as you become king, as you embrace your passion, as you embrace your determination, as you're not afraid to roll up your sleeves and go after what it is that you want. Because here you have this beauty of your passion, your understanding, your determination guiding you towards more. And it's like, I'm not going to sit there and be held back and be denied. I am going to move forward in a truth and in a brilliance that redefines my essence, that has me stepping into myself in a way that I gave up on a long time ago. And it's like you gave up on this. You thought, the real world came in, life happened. I don't get to have my dream. I don't get to have my happily ever after. I just don't. And now you're starting to see, oh yes, I do. It might be different because divinity is saying trust in the detours, trust in the twists and the turns of life, because I'm leading you towards someplace that is grander than you imagined. And it doesn't mean the fancy house and the fancy car. It means the contentment of soul, the happiness of self. So let's see what your spirit animals have to say. Capricorn. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Capricorn. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Yeah, angels and spirit guides. Okay, fantastic. So we have here the eagle spirit. Spirit has a plan, and spirit has your back. It says here, spirit has your back, because spirit can fly above the storms of our world. The eagle can fly higher than any other bird. So if outflies, it outflies the predators. It outflies the storms. And that's what you're going to see that spirit is leading you towards. It's saying, don't engage. Don't engage in their pettiness. Don't engage in their nonsense. Fly higher and trust that you will fly higher than what you even expect. And it leads you then to the frog spirit, clear out the clutter. Now, with frog, the acronym, I believe it's called an acronym, FROG, when I was growing up, was fully rely on God. And so here, God, spirit, the universe, divinity, however you say it, however you see it, it's time to clear out the clutter of this world, of the chaos that other people are having you focus on, kind of muddling your head. And it's time to fully focus, fully rely on God. Fully rely on the power that is leading you forward, the divinity that is within you, the God's head that is hidden within each and every one of us. And it's clearing out the clutter that has us not able to see that truth. And then walking towards our bounty and our passion. It then moves you to the beaver spirit. Lay a solid foundation. Lay a solid foundation for you as you're moving forward. It's no longer building a house on sand. It is laying a beautifully solid, beautifully powerful foundation that has you looking at things more openly, more honestly, more truthfully for you. And it's that bedrock. And it's that power forward. And your subconscious spirit animal message is the bobcat spirit. Life is a mystery. Life is a mystery. Embrace that mystery. Look at things differently. You don't need to have all the answers, and you won't have all the answers. But there's a beautiful complexity of questions and seekings and desires that lead you into the mystery, and that let you be guided by that mystery. Your subconscious person message is the Princess of Swords. Again, air sign energy. You're a student of your mind. You're a student of the way to put things together. You're not going to be settling for the way it has always been. You want more. Not in a selfish, egotistical way, but in that sense of, I know that there is greater truth out there. I know that there is greatness out there for me. It brings you then to your subconscious chakra message, which is visualization. Again, it's changing the pathways of the mind, the neural pathways. It's visualizing what you want, because by seeing it within your mind and looking at it as truth, you start to prepare yourself to live it. And sometimes we have to, prepare ourselves. Yeah, we do. We have to sit there and say, I visualize it. I see it within my third eye. This is your third eye chakra opening up to you. I see it within my life. And then I can live it. Then I can move forward in it, because it's not as terrifying. Because the mind is like, okay, we're prepared for this. We know the truth of it. We know that we can do this. And even if we fall and we stumble as we, enact it in the real world, it's saying, I still know that there is prosperity here for me. This then leads you, to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Fool. It's beginning that journey. It's knowing that the first step is the hardest, and the second step isn't that much easier. But it's saying, I have to go. I have to begin my hero's journey. I have to go after what it is that I want from life, where it is that I need to be. And people might sit there and say that you're foolish, Capricorn, but you know that you have a solid foundation for which you're building off of, and which is guiding you towards greatness. To go deeper into this subconscious message, you have the Tower, subconsciously, just as the Eight of Wands said. And I believe Spirit was like, okay, during this time, it's not as intense as the Tower, but subconsciously it is. It's the 16 years or better, or it could be less, that things have been shaken up. 16 months, things have been shaken up. It has pushed you out of your comfort zone. It has pushed you into a place in your life you may never have thought you would be. But because you are determined to move forward, and because you are embracing this mystery, oh goodness, you can't see that, this mystery of where you need to be and of what you desire, you're going to see yourself moving in a direction and moving in a way that has you relying on the mysteries of life, has you relying on the God's head within you, and has you saying, I can't go back to the way things were. I need to embrace this new way of me, this new power of me, and this new determination of me. All right, Capricorn, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as you embark on this new journey, and as you have this passion, this love, this determination, this brilliance, this soulmate connection with the way that you're moving forward in your life, coming at you strongly and profoundly. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Capricorn.